Hello, and welcome to the first session of our Torg Eternity game. I'm JM, the GM, and with me are my band of intrepid storm knights ready to delve into whatever danger and cosms await them. Right? So, we're just going to dive right into it. You are all members of the Delphi Council, an elite organization on Earth in the war against the High Lords, rulers of different cosms that are invading our world.
No.
You have been tasked with heading into the occupied Nile Empire, a cosm which inhabits Africa and the Middle East, and is reminiscent of the 1920s and 30s pulp action superhero sort of genre. Indiana Jones, The Shadow, The Phantom, that sort of thing. That shark repellent. Maybe not that far, but if there is a shark, this is the cosm, you can jump over it. Your contact in the Nile Empire, a mysterious woman who goes by the name of the Scarlet Rose, organized a strike against the forces of Dr. Mobius, High Lord of the Nile Empire. You have traveled into the desert where a convoy under the command of the Jade Scale brings something which the Mad Doctor wants out of a dig site further in the desert. You have followed the Scarlet Rose's leads to this convoy, but as you watch, one of the Nile Empire shock troopers sees you, and they begin to open fire.
No.
So we will turn here as the shock troopers begin pouring out.
Those damn horseless carriages.
It's an incursion. I don't know what to do with you.
So,
No one.
in Torg, initiative is handled by the drama deck. And so each...
We are in the Nile Empire.
This is going to be a great game.
Every time he says that,
Yes, we do. Yes.
Dun, dun.
Precedent has been set.
So, even the GM doesn't know necessarily in advance what the drama will unfold. In the drama deck control... The deck with the red coloring definitely tells the story of the round a little bit. It says who goes first, who goes second, and if one side or another gets a bonus or penalty. So, without further ado, this one is called The Pace Quickens. Villains get to go first, but heroes have what is called an up. So for you guys, an up is a result that gives all of you an additional roll. You will add it to the first roll. It's almost like spending a possibility point. Okay? But they get to go first. Shock troopers. Pour out.
I'm shocked.
Yes, and they are troopers. Pour out of the horseless carriages as
Thank you.
Archibald.
as Archibald has pointed out. Leveling MP40s. And they will open fire. So, I have randomly scattered you, however I chose to, kind of there in the front. So what I'm going to say is, Christopher!
Oh, me first, huh?
You and the gimme gimmies. No? Alright, anyway. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. They're going to take shots at you. What I need to know from you is what?
That'd be dodge.
It would be dodge.
13.
You have a 13. Alright, so in Torg,
Not dodgy enough.
the way this works is that these shock troopers all have 8 in fire combat. I need to get their skills to a 13. So I'm going to roll on. They're each going to take their shots. One of them fires almost straight up in the air, rolling a 5, which is a -4 to his skill. The other one, however, peppers the ground right next to you, Kage, as the bullets just come spraying down the sand. These other two come around the front of the vehicle, and they are both going to take a shot at the elven mage who stands in the front.
How?
What is...
Are we allowed to attack, move and then attack?
You are allowed to
split
move
it,
and attack, yep. And, yeah, you can split
up
whatever.
to our full movement.
Yeah. What is your dodge? Also your dip, your duck, your dive, or your dodge?
8.
Oh no.
Right?
Is that high or low?
That's low. They all they needed to do to hit you was get 11 or higher on their die roll. They rolled double 2s.
They're having issues with
They're having issues with their weapons.
They're obviously
It's
not
the sand.
familiar with that.
This guy comes
I know.
here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to Sadie, our wild woman from the living land. When it is your turn, I will ask you all to kind of introduce your characters, kind of describe where you're from, what you do, what you look like. Sadie, oh no! They got a 14. Does that hit your dodge?
My dodge is 11.
All right. So they hit your dodge. They beat it. They do not beat it by more than 5, so they just do their base damage to you. So you have a choice.
I'd rather that they didn't.
Would you like to spend a reality point? Would you like to spend a possibility point to try and soak the damage?
Yes.
All right.
This goes on to shock.
This would
First?
this would go on to shock first because they did not roll high enough. Okay. So what is your toughness? Let me ask that first.
I don't think I ever determined that.
Your base toughness is strength plus your any adds from your armor.
Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't. Yeah, it's 11.
It's 11. Okay. So you only take 2 points of shock damage. Do you want to spend the possibility point to ignore it? This is basically stun damage.
I will take 2 shock.
All right. You see her get clipped, or you think she gets clipped by an MP40, and she sort of shakes it off. These ones from the back, they don't have enough room to get to the front. All right, so there are 2 more shots coming. Archie, you have some cover. Okay, so what is your listen, that's his character's name. Archie. What's your
Archibald Peacock.
what is your toughness plus 2?
How about my dodge?
What is your dodge plus 2?
17.
Squat. The other guy's taking a shot
Dance,
at you.
Archie, dance!
He got a 14 to hit you. Is that hit?
17.
All right. This poor oasis tree just shedding leaves left and right. But that is all save for the officer. The officer takes a knee.
Which one's the officer?
This guy right here. And you see him bring up his KK-81, and he lines it up to take a shot at you. He does not take the action this round. You can tell.
He's
He
aiming.
is aiming at you.
Well,
Very
fireball
well.
him.
All right, well, welcome to your guys' turn. I think that we're going to have you go first because you just yelled, "I'm fireballing him." So, Gervais, would you please introduce your character? Tell us what she looks like. What cousin is she from, and what does she do?
So her name is Amiza. She is an elf from Isle, which means she traveled to Isle, right?
She traveled from Isle to Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm unsure of her look yet. I haven't decided. I need to
Okay.
play her a little bit to
I kind of get a
decide.
feel for her.
Yeah, but she's very elven.
Okay, is she blending in with the Nile Empire? Is she wearing more of kind of like the desert Bedouin sort of robes, or is she still sort of in her Isle gear? Sort of maybe standing out a little bit, but it is a land of vigilantes, so...
Yeah, more still wearing her Isle stuff.
Okay.
She's got leather armor on.
So you want to fireball them.
Yep.
So how does that work?
Well, I'm not sure. I roll, and it's the target's dodge or dexterity.
Whichever is higher, yep. So you're shooting at the leader, yes?
Yes. And it's the reason I thought I would do him, because we don't have anybody over there yet, right?
Nope.
Good, because it's a 50, it's a medium blast radius.
Okay.
Well, that's on
Medium-sized poof.
136.
So it's medium-sized. Like,
Some of my stuff is medium blast. Sticks of dynamite.
right.
Sure.
That makes
Dragon's
sense.
breath.
Probably my frag grenades. Dragon's breath. They kind of want
Alright, well, it is, you know what the roll is. I'll look up the
range on that?
blast radius on that.
shoot my guns.
I also have this guy.
What'd you roll?
So I rolled a 12, which means I have no bonus.
Okay.
But I have a destiny card that allows me to immediately reattempt an action and takes the place of a failed one. Is that worth it to
So you gotta see if, you'll have to see, so it'll affect 3 creatures in a small area.
Okay.
Alright.
Is that considered small for those 3?
Yep, that'll be those 3 right there.
Okay.
Alright, so what is your total right now? If you roll a 12, you get +0 to the roll.
So 14.
14
Which
versus their dexterity or their dodge, right?
Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold on. Where did... So my... This is where it gets confusing. So my skill is a 14 conjuration, which is what I have.
Yep.
But I don't know...
That'll be what it is, right? That's what she rolls to attack. So you got a 14.
Well, I rolled a 12 with a 0,
So 12 becomes a +0 to your 14. It modifies your skill. It always modifies your skill. So in Torg, the die roll is actually almost less important than how skilled your character is. The die roll will add a little shift one way or another, but the more skilled you are, the better you are at it.
Okay.
So you hit all 3.
Okay.
A 14 totally...
And it does 14 fire damage. If you think that success level is good, I get plus damage plus 1 bonus die, and outstanding would be damage plus 2 bonus
So you
die.
did not beat them by 5 or more, so it's not good.
Okay.
But 14, huh?
Yep, 14 fire damage.
So if it was good, that's where she would roll the extra d6.
Yep, and then if
Possible
it was
affinity,
and if it was outstanding, it would be 2. All right, so you roll a 4. You beat their toughness by 6, so they will take a wound each. Shock trooper.
And if somebody's close to me, I'm going to also step back if I can do that. My mage, not.
All right, so you want to step back.
Yeah.
All right, and so you did 14. Let me just look at this real quick.
So go hide behind a rock.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was not wanting to do anything, and like, this is where from.
All right, so I'm going to have to spend one of his 2 possibilities to try and survive this.
The officer.
Yeah. So 15, he got 13, so he reduces it by 1 wound and no shock. So he is fine. These 2 guys.
Dead.
They are dead. Well, dead or unconscious, which are you going for?
Dead.
Okay.
Whoa.
They're charred bodies!
And I want the others to be afraid. Intimidate them.
I am. So,
Alright, so do you want to put a card into play so that you could have access to it later? Because you can't play cards out of your hand in combat.
Yeah, I'm going to put a +3 to the total of your test for action.
So,
You for
every player has a hand of destiny cards, which will turn the destiny of their character and rolls into their... It's your turn, Becca.
Lovely. All right. Each of these grid markings is
1 unit of movement.
1 unit of movement. So in my range of weapons would be like a 10. Would that be 10 units of movement?
But you also have to introduce yourself first.
I do. Thank you. I was focused. Terrified of that
Priorities.
there, but it's okay.
Meters.
That's right. I am known as Lapis. I am a human from the Nile Empire. Once upon a time, I was a detective here, but then the this whole 1930s Pulp Fiction showed up, and I found myself a superhero dealing out vengeance as justice on my own. I am loaded with weapons, and apparently excited to use them.
Loaded for bear.
Quite. As tempted as I am to just kind of toss a frag grenade in there, I'm gonna hang on to those for a little bit. Is it diagonal or?
Just don't worry. Yeah, each one's in here.
Right, but can I look at it
Yeah,
diagonal?
sure.
So
I did.
okay, cool.
Seems fair.
I am going to swing around my shotgun then, and do a double tap on the guy closest to us.
Okay.
So, double tap is a leftover skill from my days on the force. At least what's I tell myself. So I have the option to fire 2 bullets, and I gain a +1 bonus to attack.
Okay.
Is that +1 to my skill then?
Yeah.
Okay.
+1 to your skill.
Alright.
So what's your base skill?
This is just a melee weapon?
Nope. Fire.
Fire. Thank you. 13.
Okay.
So it'd be 14.
I mean...
10.
So
Oh,
10
explodes!
Alright, so you're at a 10.
4. So
So a total of
14 is a +1, so 15.
15, that will hit, and that will hit for a...
The damage is 13.
but it will also hit for a good success, because
Okay.
you beat them by 5 or more.
Lovely.
So go ahead and roll one of your bonus dice.
5.
So 18 points of damage. On which guy?
The guy who's kind of closest.
Yeah. So are you wounding him to take him out of the fight, or are you following the example of your
I'm a hero.
fellow mage?
I wound.
Okay.
I don't kill.
He hits the ground. Ah!
Hush!
Rolling around.
I'm going to hush myself.
Oh, and don't forget, you guys technically have the ups, so you get to roll 1 additional die and add it in.
That's
Every time?
All of you get it for this round.
For this round.
Yep.
It's
Right,
like
who's
additional
going
die,
next?
like, I roll 2d20s.
hang on, I want to
Yeah.
play
You'll add them together.
a card.
Okay, who's going next?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Archibald Peacock.
Sergeant of Foot.
Sergeant Foot.
Exactly. Archibald Peacock. Orosh. I came across on the bridge. From Orosh.
That one? What about the others?
I can explain this later.
Okay.
Reminds me of my time in the Crimea.
Noted.
Archibald Peacock, soldier of Queen Victoria. I'm also bulletsmith. Bullets to fight the horrors of Orosh. And I'm an alchemist. I'm going to shoot the officer. Does it look like he's armored?
It does look like he's wearing armor.
I will spin the cylinder to my adamantine bullet.
Okay.
So -4 is armor. And I won't aim, I'm just going to shoot.
Go for it.
Add them together.
Yep. And if
Reroll that. Reroll this one because this one's a little cocked.
Oh, there we go.
That's 20.
all right, so roll that again. So what's the
So-
total?
38.
So do I take all 3?
All 3.
38 plus 15. 48.
Ooh.
All right, so
Plus
it's a
that-
plus 14 to your roll.
So
Or to
my
your skill, yeah.
fire combat. How much?
Is your fire combat value plus 14?
29.
All right, so what does your weapon look like?
It's a revolver carbine.
Okay.
I didn't bring it. Picture a pistol, put in carbine length. Take 6 special rounds. But I know I have 2 each that I'm allowed to learn.
All
So I
right.
fire an adamantine. Cuts through 4 of his pro. Base damage of 14.
And this is an outstanding success, so why don't you roll 2 bonus dice and add the...
That's 4 more.
So 18.
18.
So 2 wounds and a shock. He cannot soak that. So he drops dead, or...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He was aiming at me.
He was aiming at you.
This is the pulp hero version, Cosm. So, if you've seen the movie, right through his scope into his eye, out the back of his head. And I play supporter. It's +3 to any other character who might need it.
That's what I have.
Nice. All right.
Look at us helping each other out.
Who would like to go next?
Sure. He's your boomerang.
Yes. I am Sadie from the Living Lands. I'm a dinosaur writer. And I have a raptor companion who is yet nameless.
We have a rule
Say MC.
here. If it kills something, it immediately earns its name on the spot. You gotta come up with it.
Right,
Otherwise, you can give it a name earlier. All right,
I'm
so
gonna get kicked out of this game. I can feel it.
you are up, Lily. What would you like to do?
And I'm also human, by the way. Well, I would like to throw my war boomerang.
All right, what's the range on your war boomerang?
5, 10, or 15.
All right, so at 5 squares, you're fine. At 6 to 10 squares, you take -2 to your attack. At 11 to 15, you take -4.
Okay.
And in the right circumstances, I'm not sure what it would be for a war boomerang. I may allow you to shoot up to twice that, but at a -8. You know, that one really...
I'm feeling the breeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, JD, we're going to need just like an animated boomerang. So we can just kind of throw around every time she does that.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
So it's dexterity +1, so it's 11.
Okay.
So,
So 11 on a d20. So you get 2 d20 on this.
Oh yes, indeed. So
What's your total on the 2 d20?
17.
All right, so on your little chart, it adds 4 to it.
Yes.
So that is a total of 15.
Right.
So who are you attacking? This guy? One of these guys?
I'm attacking the nearest one. Yes.
All right, so you hit him, and with a 15, sadly for me, that is a good success. So you get to roll. What's the damage on your war boomerang?
It's a +1 to strength. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's 11.
All right, and then roll your d6 to see.
It's a 5.
So you're at a 16. All right, so you're going to do 1 wound and 2 shock to him, which takes him out of the fight. Down or unconscious.
Fortunately, he's just unconscious.
All right.
It's a war boomerang. Come on, y'all.
It hits him so hard that when he hits the windshield of the truck, it spider webs. And he just sort of slumps to the ground.
And I catch the boomerang.
Of course you do.
Because it returns after I throw it.
Of course it does. Now, do you want your
wanna move?
raptor to go? And do you
Yeah.
want to move?
Yeah, the raptor's going to,
Remember, they come in from the sides. Oh, you need your raptor stats.
I do need my raptor stats.
Is there a token for the raptor?
There
Yes.
is.
It looks like a saber-toothed tiger, but it's
Do not be fooled.
It's
It is a
fine.
master of
It's MC
disguise. Lily, here's your raptor stats.
Because he's a raptor.
So, what's the move on your raptor?
12.
Yeah, he gets up in there. Is it a he or a she?
It's definitely a he.
Okay.
I did write these stats down.
Oh, okay,
That's nice.
sweet.
Yes. And so now, for, like, an attack.
Yep.
Um,
The raptor churning up the sands as it goes
Yeah,
darting
cool.
across.
unarmed
side.
combat, it's got an 11.
What?
An 11.
All right, 11
Plus
plus a d20.
Does he get
8.
first 2? Because we got
Oh,
the-
yes.
the
Well, does my raptor also get 2?
I'll allow it.
16.
So a 16 is plus 3, so
So
what's
it's 14.
14, which beats it by 5, so you get 1 die of extra damage on it. And what's the base damage on the raptor? 52.
Well, I would tell you if I knew.
Here, let me see.
Oh, strength plus 2. I see it.
Yep,
Okay.
okay.
11 plus
5,
3.
6,
So it's 14.
14, which beats it by... There's a lot of math in this game. It still takes...
Only for you. Do they have morale checks?
Oh, they will.
Okay.
Yeah,
when
the
it's
first round.
when it's their turn.
Why do they need it?
Kage, it is
wait,
your
wait,
turn.
wait.
Oh,
I get to play a card.
Uh-oh. You do get to play a card.
Now, is it her or the raptor? Oh, she threw boomerang then? Yeah, gotcha.
I'm gonna do second wind. Play to recover 5 shock.
All right. So they get to put cards into their action pool, which they then get to play out of during the rest of the fight.
Kage. He's Japanese. He is in pristine dark suit with no tie. He has a katana on, I guess, his hand.
Sure.
And a pistol that he keeps in his coat.
All right. And where's he from?
Pan Pacifica. Okay. Got it right then.
You did?
Are any of them close enough for me to...
What's your move?
12.
Yeah. Do you have a eye patch like your character token does?
No.
Are
Okay.
you human?
Do you drag
Yes, I'm
the,
human.
Everyone is
the
human.
tip of the katana through the
Except-
sand as you run
Except
at
me.
Or Amiza?
Yeah, I guess,
Me
yeah, I'll have
is
it, yeah.
chilling in
That's
the
cool.
office.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Go for it.
I like the fantasy.
That's 10.
Because it's
Because
We had
we have an up on our.
yeah, that was
And
we forgot.
Yeah, but you still killed your guy, so
Yeah.
We had an up on the
I could have
drama.
killed more than 3 people. Not
So-
really.
card.
it
I
only
re-rolled
works when
this,
I say
right?
drama.
I got a 10, so that explodes.
Yeah.
So 39. That's plus 11, right?
Yeah, it's definitely plus 11. What's your
That
bait?
would be 25.
All right, well, Christopher, you definitely have an outstanding success, so roll 2 extra bonus dice.
You should have said, and miss.
Sucker.
14.
All right, what's it look like?
He tries to block my strike with his submachine gun, and it shears right through it and goes into him, and it just cuts him.
All right. All right. So at this point, the round ends, but before we draw the next drama card...
Could I?
Play your
Oh, yeah, play your card.
Adrenaline. Plus 3 to dex, strength, or related skill total.
All right.
Cool.
36 hours earlier, all of you are standing on a small aircraft carrier. Well, an aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean. Sitting in an office
Mm-hmm.
with a woman in bright scarlet flowing robes, a hood, and a mask. And she has a map of Cairo and the environs kind of set out. This, as members with Alpha clearance in the Delphi Council, is your contact, the Scarlet Rose, a vigilante well known in the Nile Empire, specifically for rescuing people who have been caught up in some of Dr. I'm saying Dr. Morpheus. Dr. Mobius's experiments. She is very much a liberator at heart. So I don't know what the Jade Scale is up to. But I do know it's up to no good. The doctor has had him overseeing a dig site about 400 kilometers south up the Nile. There are some ruins there, I'm sure you, as you all know, when the Nile Empire Khazan washed over Earth. There were suddenly a lot more Egyptian ruins scattered throughout North Africa, other parts of Africa, the Middle East, the Sinai Peninsula. We don't know what he's transported, but I believe if the Jade Scale is involved, they can be up to no good. The dig site, and she pulls up a picture of an older gentleman, white hair, white beard, one monocle, kind of standing there like this with his hand on the shoulder of a very skinny and awkward-looking boy, standing in front of the pyramids of Giza. This is Lazarus Kane, Dr. Lazarus Kane, Oxford trained. He is, well, he was sort of a prescient kook wrote a book back in the late 90s about how there were chariot of the gods sort of stuff. You follow. The pyramids were landing platforms for invaders from another realm. There were other ruins, much like them, buried throughout where the ancient Egyptian Empire used to control. Of course, he was interviewed by many of the raggiest publications that the U.S. had to offer at the time. But he has been put in charge of this dig. Whatever he is after, I cannot imagine that such a fragile man would not fall under the hypnotic sway of Dr. Mobius. Now, Lapis, you have tangled with the jade scale a couple of times. No, not like scales.
Right.
But like scales. He wields what he calls the scepter of judgment, modeled after the scales of the dead in Egyptian mythology. You know that thing Paxawallop you have seen it fry the air, shooting electricity 60, 80, maybe even 100 meters. Punched a hole in the side of one of the tanks that you were hiding behind at the time. So I want you to intercept the convoy, to find whatever is in there, take it to a safe house in Cairo on Snake Street. You'll know it. It's going to be the one that has the scarlet cord hanging from the second-story window.
Okay.
If I do not get to you, I need you to figure out what Lazarus, the Jade Scale, and Dr. Mobius wants whenever they're pulling out the desert. Do you have any questions?
I don't understand any of your idioms. Not from this planet. That's okay though. I am too.
Okay. You are
So
from Nile, yes?
You actually fly these contraptions off of the ship?
Yes, not into any of the cosmos that we're headed. We actually have a rather unique way of getting you into the desert.
Fascinating.
She's air vehicles, and it's gonna fly Zeppelin. No.
You do hear a noise kind of growing louder over the swish and sound of the waves hitting the side of the
In retrospect, I wish I had taken fly.
I feel like that could be sort of your running gag. In retrospect, I should have studied ice magic better.
Gonna be me.
Once we have the shipment,
Does she want us to take the shipment there?
Take it to the safe house.
To the safe house. Okay.
Figure out what it is.
once we start driving the trucks back, is there anything we can have to ensure that our side will not shoot at us?
There's no one in the safe house, so
Okay.
you're going to be in occupied territory. There's really not much more on our side.
Right.
This
Just
thing isn't gonna melt our faces.
I don't believe so, but I do think that if you find the Ark of the Covenant, you should leave the lid on.
That's fair.
Or just leave it be, because eventually it will just kill the people that it needs to. You do not need to get involved.
I don't know
Also-
what you guys are talking about with an arc, but whatever.
alright, so there will be no help for us. Sounds good.
You will be on your own. I'll contact you at the safe house if and when I can. Again, be on your guard. If you are not from the Nile Empire, what you face is not knights or the undead or whatever it is you face. These are people who have powers that go beyond understanding. They are all heroes in their own sort of way, twisted mirrors of yourselves. In the Nile Empire, cause and effect don't always work. It is almost as if there is some bald man hiding behind a screen who enforces the laws of drama. So you do see a zeppelin through the porthole kind of coming up out of the south.
Arrives here.
Magic.
Yeah,
how's
now
your
we should have
raptor
pterodactyl, don't you?
It can't be worse than trying to catch a pterodactyl.
How do you keep your raptor calm on the plane? Do you drive it?
Threats.
Thunder, the thunder sure.
Tasty raptor treats, which I also call fingers.
Of the sling.
All right, so this zeppelin does fly over the aircraft carrier you are on, and a rope ladder just kind of unfurls.
I go running.
I'm sure raptors can climb.
Start climbing.
I mean, it's small, so I guess I'll climb one-handed. It'll be fine.
Cargo net.
They got a cargo net.
Okay, great.
I think you may need to go in the cargo net with your raptor.
Again,
Is your
it's
raptor
not worse
doing
than trying to catch a pterodactyl. I only did that once.
As you get up there, there is a man in kind of the white brimmed hat with the one side kind of up to the, tilted up. Khaki shirt, dark, like dun-colored pants, thick leather boots. Right! I'm Jim McGlennon, but you can call me Dandy. You ready to take the Desert Moon into the Nile Empire?
Oh, dandy. Yes, I'm ready to take it anywhere.
I like him.
Take us away, Dandy.
All right.
That's a weird accent.
Is there anything you guys would have talked about on your way in? Anything you wanted to ask?
But we've known each
I have
other
a lot of
This
before.
is your
questions.
first. You have all been recruited by the Delphi Council and brought together for this first mission.
I have a lot of questions about this one.
Was it the pointy ears?
No, it was the fireball. We do not have those
But
in
you
the
haven't
living
seen
land.
You haven't seen that. This is 36 hours.
Oh, right. Never mind. Sorry.
This conversation will happen in the truck.
So what?
Get ready for my lightning.
Can anyone explain to me how to drive a vehicle?
No.
Usually my vehicles work
You
on
You
their
once
power.
once knew how to drive a vehicle dimly when you were Sadie from New York.
Indeed.
But now you are Sadie from the living. All right. Back at the fight.
I was gonna say, I assume we just kind of introduce ourselves.
It seems pretty
Oh, yeah.
straightforward.
Sure.
Get the thing to the safe house. That's better.
All right. Heroes go first. This is... You're thrown back. Heroes go first. But villains have a flurry, which means they will take one full turn, and then they will take another full turn.
So you just have to
There's
kill them
only
all
And then
this
you'll
turn.
flip another
three
card.
more.
And then I'll kill
Lightning
kill them all
bolt
this turn.
Raptors!
There's only three more, so.
Are they close? Yeah.
They're-
Yeah, well,
They're cowering on the other side of the truck.
Well, I can get those guys.
just
So, just a question: how does your magic work? Do you just keep casting?
There's no rule about not
There's no
you can only cast
slots,
3
no-
times.
There's no slots, there's no nothing. If she
Yeah.
mishaps, then something bad happens.
Like everybody will
Ooh,
die, but that's
Very
okay.
cool stuff.
I'm gonna step another step away.
It's a
Alright.
good thing I did not try and blow up the truck originally,
Oh, right.
because I thought about that for a second.
Glad you didn't.
As fun as that would be.
That might be a mishap.
Samurai Jack. I mean, Kage.
Do you want to go first?
I actually
What
like
if-
Samurai Jack.
Are you close by?
Yeah,
Is
he's
there-
Curses! I should have picked that name. You could have had Jim Dandy, but that one's taken.
Is there somebody close to me?
Yeah,
This
right
is
around
They're
the other
all
side. You
within
got
range of
3 of
you.
you.
Get
Are
'em.
are they all like
In
stacked
line.
in
in
line.
line?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yes.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they're all in a line.
I've seen Indiana
so-
Jones.
I think you should
Now,
just.
Christopher, if I may, this is your
multi-attack.
second round of combat of Torg ever. If you wanted to, you could try and take multiple actions and try and target multiple targets.
Let's do that.
All right,
I
so
will
how many do you want to
draw-
try and hit?
I will draw my Glock 9 to.
Okay.
I want to try to shoot all 3.
That was
All right.
not a great Japanese accent.
Yeah, it's like
So
It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be.
He's not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
My
Just
grandfather is
assume that
Japanese.
everything that you say in
We're not going to
character
do that.
that sounds like
Fair and
We'll have
Ken
Ken Watanabe
Schwarzenegger
do the
movie.
voiceover.
Yeah.
We have that kind of
We do.
We
You do need to. And then I will do this.
No,
Good idea.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to do that.
All right, so you're going to take minus 4. What is your fire?
My fire's 13.
All right, so you're at a 9 right now. To try and get them.
All three of them?
So it's not full and then minus, then minus.
Nope.
You take the penalty, and that's the number for all three.
Roll one total with a penalty of -2 for each.
What do
extra
you have
action.
on your thingy, McJager?
13 minus.
Dexterity.
So will this come into play?
If you
Or
would
one
like
of
to use
theirs.
it.
They gave
It gives me +3 to my dex, so I think I will.
Okay.
It's the right attitude.
Now, can we play 2 cards if it's already out?
If they're already out, you may.
So does that effectively make my fire combat a 16?
Then you
Still
take the
minus
minus 4.
-4, so 12.
Yep.
But we can add
Wait, you
support.
can add-
But we can
supporter.
do this after.
That's right, we can just spend this after the success level,
Yeah.
so we can
Around
add
12.
more if we need to.
And we don't get the 2.
Nope.
Yeah, if
D20s
you're
anymore?
successful, you'll
No.
hit all of your targets. If you fail, you...
20!
No!
Curses! They
Yeah.
turn over in there. This.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's
there you go.
okay. Now you know.
It was more exciting.
What'd you get?
It was.
38.
Plus-
So 38 is 11 plus 12 is 20.
23. Well, their
need to calculate this
defense... Their defense is 8. So
Not
you definitely
23.
beat it by 10. So do your 2 extra dice of bonus damage. Bonus damage.
6. So that's a 19.
5's done.
No, 6 is good.
The-
6 is
Okay.
count as a 5 and then
Okay.
explode. Alright, you did how much?
That's added to my
6 to
19.
19. Alright, so you hear the crack of a 9mm firing 3 times. Those 3 falls.
I like to imagine it that it's as,
Like one shot.
no, I hit the guy with the katana, and then I spin around and draw the 9mm.
Alright.
It's gonna like shoot, one falls, shoot the one behind it, he falls, and shoot the next one behind it.
Pretty much.
Alright,
We're in the Nile Empire. It's
Drama.
so
drama.
give me your
Yes.
card that you spent, and then do you want to put another card into the pool? This combat is not over yet.
It is not.
It is not.
The
Who's
guy with
out
the
there?
electric staff is gonna step out of the truck and fry you. Just saying.
Specifically,
Me specifically.
Or the elf.
I will
Because
put,
Fireball just scared all of us.
I'll just lightning bolt that
I'll add
truck.
a coup de grace.
Ooh.
Add a bonus die to damage.
So it's not over. We all have to go.
I was
Yes, you
gonna
all have to
say, I would like to jog.
Okay.
Well, my movement is 11. I want to get to the big convoy and jump in the back.
Alright.
Do you want to jump in back or do you want to look in the back?
Alright, so you can get to there. Would you like to run?
If I run, can I still get?
Yes, you
can I
and you
use
just
my
take
run?
-2 to your actions. That you
Okay,
can take.
yeah.
Alright.
You just want to get to the cab?
Remind me,
Or
No,
in the
into the back.
is the
into
run your movement times 3?
Times 3,
Yes.
So you get around to the back, and you see a massive tart object sitting about 4.5 feet tall and nearly 8 feet long.
It is the Ark of the Covenant.
And there are 4 more shock troopers who all sort of draw kopeshes.
Inside
And I back out and roll.
inside the confines
Yeah,
of the.
They're not shooting.
Yeah, but I mean, drawing a sword.
They have
An
trooper
enclosed
in their
space.
name.
Listen,
They're
it's
not
super
that
easy. You
smart.
just take
That's
out your
fair.
pen and you
Draw.
All right, that was your turn. So you're running back around
Back.
here.
Yeah.
All right. Who is next?
And I'll yell to them, there's more in the back. Is there anybody in the cab as I ran past?
No, those are the guys who got out.
Okay.
Is there anybody in the front of the other trucks, or they all got out?
There still seems to be one guy here in the front of that truck.
Can I see him through the window?
If I run,
I mean-
I can't.
How about I just scare the bananas
I
out of these
wanna-
people and lightning bolt that back truck? Just destroy it. I think they would be afraid.
There might be stuff in this truck.
Yeah, do we know what's in the trucks?
The very back one.
No, she's talking
There
about
should
this
be
one
nothing
right
in
here.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's
Is there anybody in
garbage.
that?
-2
Take
for
a sail down.
that.
garbage.
I mean,
Can you save our action?
Nope.
Are there any kind of interrupt actions? Or?
I don't believe so. You take it is dramatic. You can look it up and tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, so just...
Yeah, no, I was going to look at your cheat sheet here that you gave us with all the actions.
So, I mean, I only take a -2 penalty.
Yep.
So I will go ahead and I will draw my pistols.
All right.
And shoot at the guy in that cap.
Okay. Roll to hit.
15, which is 2. So that brings it to 13.
All right. What's the damage on your weapon?
13. Yes, 13.
All right.
Okay.
And you killed him. See, I'm converting you all to the darkness.
No, there is still one that's alive. I will interrogate him later.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice
There's
this
two
side of the
that are
table
alive.
killed everyone. That side of the table was quite merciful.
All right. Would you like to add a card to your action?
Oh, yes. I do want to add a card to
I was gonna
I'm
shoot the
tempted
driver.
to do romance, but we'll wait.
She's dead.
You get a romance
Is there a
with the
driver?
guards?
Did she shoot the driver?
I'm actually
Yeah.
waiting for
Oh,
Jade
oh,
Steele to
oh,
show
I thought
up.
she saw
It's
what
you
probably
said.
just
Okay.
my
Is there a
level.
driver in this?
Ooh,
Anyway,
ooh.
No.
We have plans.
I'm going to do opponent fails.
Did you say? Did you yell at us that there were guys in the back?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I will go next, I will take a blind fire shot. It's -6.
Okay.
Go for it.
What is that?
And what's the range of your weapon?
Since it's a carbine, it's 50, 100, 200.
All right. So you're well within range, but they do have cover. This will give them a
Canvas?
+2 to their stress or to their toughness.
Maybe they're going to hide behind the large tarp-covered
Or
object.
+2 to their dodge.
They would if they were cowards.
All right. Go for it.
It's true. They are meatheads.
This will just be a normal bullet.
Okay.
Nothing special.
So what's the with the -6? Where are you at?
-6, I will start at 9.
Okay. Go for it.
And
You can use her supporter if you need it.
probably because that's a -2 and an 8.
Okay, do you want +3?
+3.
So that would be a +1.
Set of her.
Yeah, so 10.
Lapis.
A 10 will hit.
Opposites.
Okay.
She's still say her.
Okay.
She's
10 will hit.
she her.
All right.
She, her.
Base damage is
Merci.
14.
Is 14. So you hear a grunt, but it's still up.
Whack.
There is a whack.
Whack as it went through the canvas.
What are those?
Those are stun
And-
tokens. Or
Oh.
shock tokens.
Okay.
Then I will move to here. Slide.
All right.
Oh, they
All
fell
that-
off the convoy.
Don't worry, they're about to get out.
Taking cover behind the rock.
All right. That'll give you a
And I
+4 to
will-
your armor.
I will play. Not play, but put it in my pool.
All that is left is Sadie and. Oh wait, no, and our
When's
mage.
trading coming?
You can trade when there are cards in the pools.
I can trade these, but not these.
Not those. Yep.
So I can't trade hand to hand.
Only out of combat.
Okay, so, the raptor is close, so, the raptor has a move of 12.
7.
Okay, great. Yeah. He's
Yeah!
hopping up in there.
She's a truck rocking back and
Yeah.
forth.
Blood splattering against the canvas.
We hear
Rips.
shoot her!
Rips. Canvas.
Then you hear that one guy's like, "Oh, technically that would be a male raptor."
Well, if you knew anything about dinosaurs.
Yeah, that guy's in the wrong line of work. Go ahead, roll for your raptor. Raptor attack.
Raptor attack. It's a 9, so it's a -1.
Yep.
Uh,
Did you beat an 8?
yeah.
Alright. So what's the damage on your raptor?
Damage.
Did you get a 13 or higher?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out what the damage is. Oh, it's strength
Strength
+2?
plus
Yep.
2 as well.
Yeah, okay. 11.
Okay. So 3. Right. So another guy in there gets shocked. shocked. Yeah, very, like terrified. There's a raptor.
You
and
don't,
it
you
just
don't
ate
expect
some of
that
Bob's
in
meat.
Africa.
Bob is fine, but I'm more shocked. Sadie, what would you like to do?
I can't see them, can I?
Nope, you definitely know your raptor's in there doing stuff.
Fair enough. I am going to run to be with Lapis.
Are you going through the oasis?
I mean, if
Just
you
run
run, you
really
can go
fast.
around.
Yeah,
No problem, because you've got.
I'm gonna run around. Because I'm not doing an action. Because I can't see anything, and war boomerangs
here?
just
Oh,
are
I would go
particularly
back
useful.
to like the rocks, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can run, do an action, but you have a -2, right?
Yes. Yes. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do for your action.
Yes.
Don't forget to play your card.
Oh, thank you. Good reminder. I'm listening.
Please give me a... Yeah, I really want all of the skills.
Here's another question. If we don't, the cards in our hand that we don't play.
Yep.
Those go away.
Nope, you keep them. You
Only
refill
those-
back up. No, those will go back
Nope.
in as long as you don't use them.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me a find roll.
Can my raptor give you a find roll?
No, but you
My
can.
raptor has points
Yeah.
in find.
That's fair.
Use your mind.
Yeah. It's
Thank you. 12, 0, so 8.
Alright. Everything seems fine. Totally okay. You don't need to worry.
I'm suddenly worried.
And I don't know why.
Amisa, you are up.
Okay, so I'm gonna run
How far can you run?
72. I can run forever.
How? What in the world is your movement?
24.
How in the world did you get a movement of 24?
Those are
Elf.
fast.
Holy smokes!
Just
Mine's 11 and I feel fast.
Wow.
Go anywhere.
Where do you want to go?
I want to be able
Like
to
here?
see.
She's in Cairo.
Yeah. This safe house is nice. Look, hookah.
I want to be able to stand back and shoot my crossbow at them.
These guys here?
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to come around this way? You want to
Yeah.
come around this way? This way?
I'll come this
Gonna
way
do
and
a
be with
couple
all my
laps.
peeps.
She starts that way, then she comes back around.
Yeah, she gets from out here, gets tired, and then runs back around here. Okay,
Not the right angle.
Well.
Yeah. Okay.
give me a shot.
Okay, so I wasn't paying attention because I usually don't do shooting things. So I just roll. Is
What's your fire weapons?
Is it fire or missile?
Oh, missile weapons, yes, thank you.
Or is missile panther?
It's gonna be
Oh,
missile
wait.
weapons.
I don't
I don't know. Would I have that? Is
It'll
that
be dex
natural?
based if you have
That
more
would be,
points
yeah.
in it.
Was
Yeah,
it a,
your base
is it a
is-
bow or is it a crossbow?
Crossbow.
It is a light crossbow.
bows would be under missiles, but it's a crossbow. What do you have points in right now?
You know, none of that.
She does magic.
I
Okay,
need magic.
so you have no points in either of those two.
No.
It's just a dex roll
Okay.
at -2.
Dex
Okay.
it.
Oh, worst case
I feel like
scenario.
you could have gotten there.
I was gonna say, did she need
I
20?
rolled an 18.
Okay,
minus
so that's
2
a plus 5.
And then, so whatever that is, -2 is.
So it would be a +3 to whatever your dex is.
to run.
You didn't have to run. You have
you
plenty
didn't
of
have to
movement.
run.
So it's just your what's 5? What's 5 plus your dex?
My dex is 8, so 11.
All right,
Okay.
you hit
13.
Well,
Whatever.
-2.
13.
No,
Roll
minus
bonus.
No, not
You get a
-2.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have to run.
Okay.
You get a bonus damage
She moseyed over there.
So-
Damage is 12.
plus a d6.
Infinity.
So it's 5 points and roll again.
2.
So 7 plus 12, 19 points of damage. Crossbow.
I love
That's
it.
pretty good.
I love it.
I just.
All right. Are you putting any cards in your pool?
Yes.
You just totally killed some dude.
That is good.
Like another
Again.
dude.
I like it.
Yeah, by the way, these guys are like bare-chested. They've got kind of the pharaoh,
I'm gonna,
helm on, the serpent of the Nile Empire. Very muscular. Not real smart.
Covered in oil.
So
That's right.
I need to
Like
put my
Heraclides.
romance card in.
Just like Heraclides.
All right.
Alright.
Well,
Trish.
let's start with the 3 Kopeshes versus a raptor. What's your raptor's dodge?
11.
11sies?
Oh, 2.
So I need a 16 or higher to hit your raptor.
My raptor is going to be displeased.
Is there any, maybe,
They all have a Kopesh of raptors.
That's right.
Just in case.
We've never had raptors in these parts before, but we might just meet them this time.
One of them hits your raptor
No.
with a 13.
Against what?
Your dodge.
Oh, yes, okay, fine.
What's your dodge was?
11.
11. Okay, yeah, no. So,
Shock damage doesn't affect rolls. Wounds.
Yep.
Shard on the side.
So he doesn't get bonus damage, so he hits your raptor for a mighty 10 points of damage. Well, sorry, like a strength 10 hit. What's your raptor's toughness? You make a little cheat sheet. That's all.
10.
So 10 versus 10. Your raptor takes 2 points of shock.
Well, my raptor's displeased by that, but
How
okay.
many points of shock does your raptor have?
8.
That doesn't bode well for my guys in that vehicle, does it at all? Alright, pouring out of the back of this vehicle
You've got an annoyed raptor against 3 Kopeshes, so...
are 5 more guys!
It's fine.
Taking their MP40s, they're taking 2 shots at you.
At me?
Yep, they're doing
I'm
short...
behind a rock.
Yeah, not where they're standing. I'll give you +2 to your armor from cover.
Fine.
Short burst adds +2, but they malfunction on a 1 or a 2. I like my chances. So they're at 10s. What do they need to hit you?
Dodge of 11.
Dodge of 11. So the first one hits you. First one misses you with a 12.
Yeah.
The second one is a natural 20.
Rude!
So 37 will add 12, 22. What was your base?
For toughness?
For dodge.
11.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll these 2 extra dice again.
You're the worst.
I am the worst.
It's pretty rough. Especially
What's
because
your
they're like
toughness?
going
If I don't even get to ride any dinosaurs before you kill my character...
Alright, so, what
worry.
is your toughness +2?
14.
I have this costume.
I only beat you. You are so tough. I beat with 2 bonus dice of damage. I only do 1 wound and 2 more shock to you. Would you like to?
1 wound, 2 shock.
Yeah.
Fine.
So 1 wound will mean you have -1 to all of your skills until you heal it.
Okay.
Do you want to use a possibility point to try and
Soak some of it?
soak some of it?
Yes.
All right. What's your reality skill?
When you say that, what do you mean?
Your
Oh, 3.
You got it at 3, and then reality is a.
You get 3 and you add, but what's your total?
13.
So 13. All right, you need to beat a 10. So roll your d20, spend a possibility point. All right, roll d20. What'd you get?
9.
So you're at -1, so that still puts you at a 12. So you ignore all of the shock and 1 of the wounds.
Oh, great. But that was only 1 wound.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you
one
take
wound.
no damage from that amazing roll that he just rolled.
I'm...
He targeted you because you're more
Medium,
muscular than they are.
You're not medium sorry. We're gonna go here.
The raptor's kind of sorry.
We're gonna go here.
We might be naming the raptor MC Fang.
Because he's a raptor.
He's a raptor.
Heyo. Christopher, you're being shot at.
Dodge, right?
Yep. What's your dodge?
With that, I'm very proud of that.
13.
It's a good one.
All right. So 10 misses even with the short burst. Short burst at you. Also a miss. And then Gervais.
Yeah.
Short sworded. I rolled a 13 to hit you. What's your dodge?
8.
What's your toughness?
7.
She's a little bit switchy.
So you will take 1 wound and 2 shock as this guy takes his short sword and pulls free.
How many shock do you have?
9.
Now, normally I would flip a card here, but I'm going to take my second villain turn right now because they have flurry.
Because they might as well.
3 attacks on your raptor. MC Claws.
MC Fang.
MC Fang. I'm not saying that I want your raptor to die. Nick Fang.
Anytime it's like
What is it, 11? Is that what we established that you're,
Yes, Doctor 11.
Alright, this is Butcher's work in the, 2 of them hit your raptor. None of them for bonus damage. What's the toughness on the raptor?
10.
So your raptor will take 4 more shock, bringing the total to 6.
That's correct.
How's he doing?
I mean, doing okay.
So when you run out of shock, you pass out?
You're knocked out until you recover shock. Okay. Which is in 30 minutes unless somebody does first aid on you. Chris, you're fine again, Kage. That guy, much like your namesake, he cannot hit you with bullets. Shooting at you? I was almost an 18. Nope, that failed too. I rolled a 7. These dice are just they're just all going.
You get to keep rolling those.
Here, you want this one?
Nope. Putting all my dice in timeout. Don't you make fun of me. They're shooting at you. One of them missed, but one of them hit!
Duly noted he's using official Torg dice.
That's true. I rolled a 14 to hit you. Your dodge is...
11.
11. What's your toughness plus 2?
14.
Which is less than the damage I do with my gun. So you will take 1 point of shock.
Okay.
Alright, and with that, this round is over.
Go team.
Yay.
We will take our break here for 10 minutes, and when we come back, we will finish this first action-packed combat of Torg and the Nile Empire. See what happens next. So come back in 10 minutes. We will be back. We are not going anywhere. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, and we're back. So let's see what the drama deck says for this round.
Drama!
Who's gonna go?
You are driven back!
Ooh.
Villains go first, but heroes get a surge. Oh wait, that's not good for you. Everyone on this side must check for contradictions, which we will do.
Hits, man.
Contradiction.
So, bullets away! You are being shot at, Kage, with a short burst. With a short burst. My dice, after being in timeout for as long as they have been, seems to be better.
13.
Not good enough. Wait, hold on. 10 plus 1. Nope, no matter how I do the math, I still only end up at 11. Raptor attack. You see this, the body of the raptor as it jumps against the canvas on the inside and takes no damage.
Making taunting raptor noises.
What do those sound like?
Say, Lapis falls. I totally want to play as MC Fang.
Yes.
MC Fang.
MC Fang.
Alright, so this is what I rolled against Lily, just FYI.
Ooh.
So that's a 32.
Against me?
Yeah,
You're
it's
the
probably
worst.
that MC Fang comment. Does a 20 hit your dodge? Wait, hold on. I've got it right here. It does. Thanks to Lapis for making me this delightful cheat sheet here. Oh, that's a 5. Now my dice are like, now we know we're supposed
Can
to.
I play this then? Play after an opponent has successfully completed a test.
No!
The test fails!
No, but look what I rolled for damage!
Yeah, exactly. That's why
It's
I'm gonna
lovely.
throw
Goodbye.
this down.
Click!
It's the sand. Gets everywhere.
It really does. Why do you think?
True story.
Cheers.
Alright, Mage. I need to get my dice box out here. Mage gets missed. Wait a second, hold
Someone
on.
made you a dice box.
That's true, someone did.
Several.
I have them for each game. This is not the game for that one. I need another one, Mark. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. There's a 7 to shoot.
My dodge is 8, so luckily, no.
Lapis,
Yes.
because I now know things.
He made the mistake of attacking you with a short sword. Hey, I recognize that.
So you get hit, Lapis, with bullets as they go spraying past you.
Ow.
Lapis is 8. So that'll be 2 wounds and 4 shock.
2 wounds and 4 shock?
2 wounds and 4 shock.
Holy smokes,
Dude
man!
hit you good.
No, they don't,
Got
luckily.
you right in the vital.
I have something called a force field.
Would you like to explain how that works?
Yes, it is one of the cult powers from the Nile Empire.
You weren't here last week, so all of this is new. What? A raptor? What? A force field?
So
Fireballs!
each time that I would suffer a wound, I can expend a charge to block that wound and 2 shock.
Alright, so instead of taking 2 wounds and 4 shock, you will take 1 wound and 2 shocks.
Jeez.
Would you like to spend a possibility point to try and soak that? The reality one.
Reality.
Your tank, though, however, is like, I don't believe in bullets!
Which is great.
It's a great characteristic to have as a tank.
Yeah.
It bounced off my fur bikini.
I know you will, but I do believe in this.
The bullets could not believe
Shock.
that there was a fur bikini
I don't know, it's the
just
first thing
hanging
that
out
came
in the
to
Nile
mind.
Empire.
I mean, nobody can.
It's up to you.
No. I'll take it for now.
Alright. Well, I feel like that's vengeance for ending my amazing shot that would probably kill Sadie.
Go.
It is now. Well, so now
Do
we
we
have
have
to
to
test
do
for
contradictions?
contradictions. There's a surge
Before we
happening.
get to go.
Good old contradictions. I feel like something happened.
Surge. Oh, that's not good for you guys.
I was like, look, it's a surge. That sounds good.
All of us, or what if you're part of the Nile Empire?
If you are part of the Nile Empire and have nothing, then
I'm me.
Surge, everyone on this side must test for contradictions. So 178. Alright, so here's how this works. Whenever you use abilities or tools that are beyond the axial limit of the realm, you create a contradiction. They ignore contradictions until something happens that causes reality to notice. In this turn, if you notice it, you must make a contradiction test. Contradiction checks are usually part of a normal skill check. Right, Surge, here we go. This is a single d20 roll. It's higher than both your character, so it's all of you are on a 1, you will disconnect. So I need everyone to roll a d20.
Even myself?
Not for you, because you are from the Nile Empire, so you're not using anything.
No, everything I have is ready.
So you only care if we
15.
roll a 1?
Only care if you roll a 1.
I
I thought you rolled that one.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Yeah.
Rolled
If
it
in
all.
some cases you are using, so like let's say you were using a bazooka.
Actually, but her magic is above the magic of this.
Yeah, which is why she still has to roll it.
Well, right,
Yeah.
but that would
But here's the, so it's a 1 on the contradiction test, but let's say you were using a laser.
Mhm.
So not only is it higher than the tech of this realm, but it's definitely higher than your core tech. Then it's a disconnect on a 1 through 4.
Okay.
So if you're using something up, that's why you all have your personal COSM scores written down,
Yeah.
so that if you use something above what you are used to, something goes wonky. Alright, that is sadly all that my villains got to do, which was basically nothing.
I like it.
You scored some shocking wounds.
On one person, I had a really good one, and then it got gated. Not that I'm upset.
Yes!
Alright, who's going?
The raptor.
Yeah.
MC
Sure.
Bang!
Are they all together? Is there anybody not
I
near
don't have
them?
MC Bang stats.
They're all here.
MC
I'm
Bang's
here. I'm
dodge
gonna
is
shoot
11.
the one on you. Where's this penalty?
Come on the other side of that truck.
You're over there shooting this guy.
Is there some? Who am I? What color am I?
That's you right there.
That's you right there.
That one rushes you with a short sword. Is there any penalty to shoot into melee?
There is! Fire into melee is different than firearms into melee. You may only use a pistol to shoot in. Oh, that's in melee, sorry. If the die roll is odd, you hit a random participant.
Wow.
So you have a 50-50 shot of hitting somebody in a melee.
How did you break out of said melee?
Odd and higher than...
If the
Just
die roll is
odd.
odd, you hit a random person, which means you still have a chance of hitting the person you want.
So it's not as good as 50-50.
It's actually better for you.
It's
Well, it
even a
depends.
hit
If there's
target.
like 3 of your allies and 1 dude and you shoot into that, then you have a really bad chance of
Make your life choices, Archibald.
Is
and
there,
live with them.
Can you just break melee contact?
Yeah, you can just walk away.
Okay, so
Oh, well, I'll just walk
I'll let
away.
you walk away first.
I'll walk away and I'll firebomb some peeps.
These guys?
I have more than 3 crossbow.
Yes.
If you do something awesome, I can. Oh, you mean possibility cards? Yeah, you can have more than 3. Fireball or possibility chips? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I need to.
Tap them.
Oh, there you go.
While we're looking this up, thanks to Ulysses. So Ulysses International is the publisher of Torg. They sent us all of this cool swag to run their game. So everybody's got books and cool chips and cool tokens. So thank you. And if you like what you're seeing here, if you like Torg, they run a Kickstarter at least once to twice a year for the next of the big boxes that are coming out. It is a active and well-supported line. You should definitely go check it out.
Also, it's very fun.
It is very fun.
Raptor.
Raptor!
Yeah, you do your raptor and I'm excited for you to do.
Well, that doesn't help us.
You just need to get an 8.
Yeah.
This is what you guys get for going in the desert with no armor.
Yeah, so I did
Probably a
get it.
good way to go
I
in
got a
the
10.
desert. But you hit?
Yep.
Alright, so what's the base damage on your raptor?
11.
Alright,
There's a lot of shock.
Boom.
there it is.
Saving some shock.
Yep. One of them has 4 shock. You're still up.
Can I
Still trying. It is just
fireball?
like a... Yeah, you can. Oh, and she gets to finish her
Oh,
turn.
yeah, you finished your turn.
Oh, yes.
Get like a bone spear? Stone?
She's a
I
boomerang.
do have a
Oh,
do
yeah,
have a spear,
boomerang.
but
You also have your boomerang.
I have the boomerang.
Do the boomerang.
Oh.
Just nice.
That's
I don't. We could get a supporter.
Yeah.
So what you got?
if
Or
you're close.
I can
You can also use a possibility, remember?
and I have a second chance.
Okay, so you use a reroll.
Immediately reattempt.
Alright, go for it. Now,
This
I think the
one's
only person I know who has it, Gervais, remember, you have
Woo!
a favorable skill.
It's not that bad.
That means you get to reroll if you want to, but you have to take the second result.
So for 24, so that's plus 8.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
So what's your total?
Yes. The total is 11, but I also
Plus
is
8.
that a Oh no, sorry. My total is I can do this. My total is 11. No, sorry, 19.
19? Alright, so you will get 2 extra d6 of damage.
Great. And so
It's more boomerang, Mark. More boomerang. For real.
So that's 11 plus 5? 16?
16? Alright, so you were shooting at the guy who was shooting at you?
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't like him. I'm gonna
he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Goodbye, sir. I said good day.
Who's the green?
Me.
That's.
Don't kill me.
I know.
You hit these.
You will hit 3 targets if there are
Who's
3
that?
targets available.
This hit that guy. That's
Sadie.
Let's see.
Sadie.
She can take it.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Katie lightning stuff? What does that do?
I can lightning, but it only does one person.
there's only one person there.
Okay, I'll lightning.
Or if you want, you could. move
What's
a
the
little
range
far
on lightning?
100 meters.
Or you could shift.
Somehow I feel like I'm at the disadvantage in this game.
You can.
I mean,
Like for real.
it's intense. Fireball's only 50.
Oh, good.
Oh,
That's still bigger than your map, but that's fine.
That's fine. Good to know. These maps are now all 5 meters. Look at how big those trucks are.
they're enormous.
They're human size. 11, which is plus 0, but it's still 14, so it still works.
What'd you get? 14?
Yep.
Alright, so you get to roll with an extra damage die, and then what's the base damage on the lightning?
Yes, do that.
I would.
16 damage. Ignore up to 4 points of armor.
Ooh.
It can, quote, take down dragons of Isle.
I'm gonna let you roll for your damage.
10.
Reroll that 6.
That's a 5.
Because it counts as a 5, so you're at 9.
10.
So
Okay,
26
6 damage.
points.
You see that dude's skeleton. like for a brief moment, it lights up from the inside.
I no longer want to be anywhere near this creature. I'm sure.
The bloom is off the
I'm
road.
sure she's on my side, but I
You
am
want to play the cards?
terrified.
You want to play the cards?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not like... It's one of those that I'm like...
The Delphi Council would not have sent her with us if she were a danger,
Is
but...
there-
Is there one that's near me?
Yeah.
I'll
put
I
a
will-
supporter card.
I will charge at him.
Oh,
with
I didn't
my,
get out a card.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So plus 1? Oh no, plus 0. You still beat an 8?
14.
Yeah. Alright, so you hit with an extra die of damage.
That was a really good one.
17.
I appreciate it.
Alright, you drop him, Chris. Kage.
Yep.
Archibald.
Archie.
See, I can call him.
You can call me Archie.
Alright, that's right.
They shall call me Sergeant Peacock.
Yeah.
Afoot.
Afoot. Shift.
Really? I
Shoot.
think I'll tell you what I
Okay,
call it.
there is a chance that you will hit.
Or
There-
what?
no, she was in melee with him.
Oh, okay, that's right.
They were in
Yeah.
melee.
Alright,
This
yeah,
one was
no,
not.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Go for it.
0, so 15.
Alright, that'll hit with an extra die of damage.
So this is 1d6. 17 points of damage.
Cool, I guess it's my turn.
Lapis.
I'm gonna double tap.
I mean, get a card out while you're doing that.
Okay, but my raptor is still
Someone else.
playing games
She
in the
is.
other
Trying to
console.
figure it out.
Unfortunately, there's this person right in front of me.
Yeah.
18 plus 5, so that is an 18 value.
Alright. Yeah, you will do 2 extra dice of
Oh,
damage.
2.
Yep.
Which is a total for 20.
You put 2 in it.
Thank you.
At this point, I'm going to assume that between the raptor and then the rest of you, you're able to take out the remaining 3.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
they come
but
outside, I can
When
get them.
do they do a morale check?
Not at this point.
Oh, really?
I'm ending the combat.
They
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
you-
flee, but the raptor ate them.
That's right. The raptor was between them and the exit.
Listen, prey characteristics.
They tried.
Okay, prey drive.
They even surrendered.
There's nothing you
The
can
But the
raptor
raptor just
didn't
didn't
care.
understand. Alright, so you guys are standing there in the desert, son. It's hot. Yes.
I approach the truck.
I'm not as hot because I'm wearing my pith helmet.
You are wearing your pin helmet, which is made
And I
of
see the
cork.
raptor,
And a
Cork,
cork.
then
you
I
suck
go,
in water. Keep your head cool.
I whistle.
Well, there's an oasis right there. If you
How
need
do
to
you
refresh
stay
it.
so pristine?
So you're
Walk
approaching. Which
towards
truck are
the
you
truck.
approaching?
The one with
The
the...
raptor in it?
Yeah, and
The
I...
raptor
Take it,
truck?
you're still
And I asked Sadie
pristine.
to
Not a fleck of sand on you.
No,
Not a
no.
sweat.
get her... I just want to check the cargo, though, and make sure it's, like, still...
It's still battened down.
Okay.
What's in this truck?
That was a troop transport. So
Nothing in it.
Goods? Can I loot them?
There is a case of grenades. Had you fireballed it, it would have been a much larger explosion than you
I
were
also want to pick
expecting.
up one of
I want
these
grenades.
firearms.
Regret.
Okay.
Some of the ammunition.
Okay. You can pick up an MP40. Now, nope, don't do it. I'm trying to do his accent.
Mm.
I'm a party accenter. So there are just a ton of MP40s like
I just need one and then
there's a
ammunition.
K08
What is it?
pistol
Oh, okay.
and then a 81 rifle.
All the things I don't care about. I'll take some grenades. Can anybody launch
I
them?
You know
was-
what a
I was-
grenade is?
I will take pistol.
Yeah.
It makes
What's
things
in
go
the
boom.
Pistol?
So
This
It's
is
like
a
a
pistol.
pretend fireball.
We're gonna give you a pistol?
Does it?
If you
Do
want.
I throw it?
No.
Amisa, this is a grenade.
I'm
You
not
pull out the
Amisa,
pin and
that's
throw
Amisa.
it. What do you do?
I'm a Misa.
No, not the pin. Throw the grenade. Throw it down.
You'll have to see this was very
You said a K08 pistol?
KK08.
So you have a... So,
K08.
what are you picking up, Sam?
I'm just writing down a different thing. Anybody can pick up an MP40 because there's a whole lot of them on the ground.
Okay.
There is also 1 Kopesh and about 2 dozen short swords.
Would you like a Kopesh?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Hold
strength,
it here. No, the
strength
other
plus
end.
2.
The not sharp end.
Strength plus 2.
Strength plus 2. Thank you.
And what was the rifle?
KK-81.
What would
Pistol does 13. Rifle does 14. The MP40 does 13, but has a short burst.
what would the
axiom of the profession.
Would you like the rifle?
grenade
Have a rifle.
Oh, I'll take the rifle then.
is that linked
KK-81
to
rifle.
Which one?
what kind of combat skill?
I think it's
That
missile
would
weapon.
be
A
missiles.
for all the other chat.
Yeah. It's
Oh, that's an interesting choice.
And MP40 because there's lots of them.
cool.
How
I
many
want
grenades
some more
can I carry?
grenades.
I'll carry like 3.
There are a dozen grenades in there. They are frag grenades.
Yes, I already have 2. I want some more.
Well, you can take as many of those that I just said.
You can have all. Can I just have 2?
Sure, you can have 2.
Okay.
I believe the axioms. I will look that
Just
up.
write
Do you
down
already
case,
have that?
just so we don't lose it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will figure it out for you.
Thank you.
Axiom damage ammo. Do you roll that
For
for frags? Can I just?
All right, there are 2 external gas
Oh,
tanks
good.
on this
Oh,
back
that's
truck.
what it is.
It's really good you didn't blow that up. Just tossing
Just
that out
good.
there.
do we have enough
16.
gas to get to our safe house?
You're pretty sure you do.
I'm gonna take another thing of gasoline just because.
And
Knowing our luck, we would run out and have to
Shall we sabotage these other vehicles?
probably.
All right,
So
what are you doing?
Take extra gasoline
All right.
for this truck, and then slash the tires.
Take the gasoline from this truck and put it on the other vehicles and set them on fire.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm also gonna take an extra tire because I just raw.
She's got a feeling.
But we're
I got
taking the other
feeling.
truck, right?
We're taking the
that
truck
I-
with the
the other
stuffs.
Anybody else know how to drive?
Do you know how to drive?
two
I have
the only-
land vehicles.
Oh, good. I have air vehicles.
So you can drive.
I'll be in the passenger
I
seat.
have absolutely no
can't
idea what you're doing. Still don't understand why we don't
15.
force to this.
15. Thank you.
All right, so you guys are making your way back to.
We never clarified. Are we burning the other truck?
That's what it sounded like to
I mean,
me.
you want to disable them, so
What are we like? The feels really intense, but whatever. Okay, we'll burn some trucks. I mean, I just
Do it.
killed a bunch.
You just killed a bunch of people. Why would you suddenly?
why do you
Oh,
feel bad about
can
killing the trucks?
Can we throw like 3 of the guys, like tie them up next to the oasis?
Oh yeah, weren't we gonna?
And
weren't we gonna
interrogate them?
interrogate
Sure.
you?
the undead ones.
Yeah, the ones that we only
ones-
slightly
the
terrify.
non-
I sh- the non-dead, yes.
They're
They're not
probably
undead.
Sorry,
terrified.
I do know the
of us.
difference.
All right, so-
Oh, probably.
I did just, burn some of them.
You really did. You really did. Don't
Well,
worry,
we
that
need
won't
to
come
know.
back to bite you. Somewhere in Cairo, a young person is set on a path of vengeance.
Pretty much. I'll leave this world by then.
How many are there? Like 2 or 3?
There are 4 of them that were knocked unconscious.
Great.
Some of them you tried to knock unconscious, but you jogged them too hard.
You see, if we don't burn the vehicles, they'll take the vehicles and they inevitably escape.
Because drama.
Because drama. However, we will leave them next to the oasis so we find them.
No.
But yes.
I mean, I'm all about killing them. But
I know you are. Down. So they are awake.
They do wake up.
Yeah, right.
If you try and disarm somebody with a Kopesh, and I mean that by take their weapon off, not...
Disarm them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in Sadie's head. They have a -2 penalty to try and avoid being disarmed, because it's designed to kind of...
Now the combat's done. You pick up those cards.
Yep, pick up your cards.
Spend.
Yep, pick up the cards you did not spend, and at the end of the act you will get... Oh, at the end of combat you go back to 4. Who needs cards?
You need 5.
5. Who needs cards?
Please.
Not you.
But this is out of combat. I can trade a card.
Yeah.
Gervais. If your character uses charisma, mind, and spirit
Really?
for your spells or anything,
Yeah, spirit.
because I have a card willpower that adds to that. If you want to trade,
Okay.
Because I can't play them other.
Yeah,
I have to.
So they wake up.
Do you want an
Interrogate them.
action one?
So
Where
I
you get to add a +3?
stand above them where they are tied to
Sure.
the tree next to the oasis,
I need one more.
with hopefully a raptor beside me. One, maybe drooling.
Slightly.
You're drooling?
No, the raptor.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Curses! It's Lapis!
Yes.
We won't tell you anything! Long live the Golden Pharaoh!
I'm sorry, time out. Did you see what that one did?
Her unholy sorcery means nothing to me. My soul will be taken into the heart of the underworld. And Dr. Mobius will...
Bring you back and yada yada
Yes,
yada yada.
will return me from the grave once again.
I
Okay.
killed him with a firebolt. I just rolled it.
Okay, I turn to the next one.
They're all tied together though, right?
Yes.
So you can't just target one person with a fireball. It hits...
Ball bolt.
Bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Okay, I thought you said firebolt.
No, lightning bolt. He's dead.
Ha! I care nothing for Franco. He owed me
Franco.
money.
Okay, so tell me where this convoy was.
Franco James.
Tell me where this convoy was.
It was right here next to the Oasis.
MC Fang
When
stops
you
forward slightly.
found that item in the back of the truck.
I'm gonna need an intimidate roll from you. I will give you a +2 for having MC Fang right there.
MC Fang has
Excuse me, I
intimidation.
also just lightning bolted the guy attached to him.
It's true, you did.
Yeah, isn't there like
14.
MC Fang has 17 points in intimidation.
That's not the word I was thinking of. I meant fudge. I meant fudge shady. I could really go for some fudge right now.
Wow. That's cool. Are you sure it's everything?
Yes, because I wrote all of MC Fang's points down here.
Oh, cool.
Is MC Fang really that terrifying?
Terrifying.
He's a raptor.
You're helping? Or are you making the intimidation check and you
I just
asking
rolled
the
I just
question?
rolled a 14 for intimidation.
Should we go look what's under the tarp?
I don't like people blaspheming my magic. That's why that one had to die.
Alright. He was blaspheming your magic.
He
I'm
said
glad to see where our priorities are here. Alright!
How does one resist intimidation?
With the intimidation skill.
Oh,
So they've got a 9.
By 5.
Yeah, and then MC Fang beat by like
Beat both of you.
I like how you shift into MC Fang. I can tell when it's Lily, when it's Sadie, and when it's MC Fang. All right. Get that thing off of me.
Tell me what I want to know.
Then you'll let us go.
Yeah.
I'll leave you alive.
I've heard Lapis. She's pretty honorable. All right. We were out in the desert.
Mm-hmm. How many kilometers back?
I don't know. I'm in the back. Of the
How
car.
long were you in the car?
Several hours.
Okay.
There's a dig site, some sort of giant stone beast with a tomb inside.
How many people were there?
40, 50,
How many are still there?
40 or 50.
You mean 30 or 40 at this point?
No, I didn't. We didn't count us.
Oh, okay.
We weren't on site. We just went down there to pick up the thing.
Okay. Do you know what that thing is?
It's big and it's heavy.
Okay.
We were told not to look at it. It was for the Jade Scales eyes only.
Okay. Dr. Lazarus King, was he there?
Doctor, who's this is what?
Tell me what I want to know!
I don't know!
There's a man with old, white, creepy hair there. Like Doc Martin. I mean, I don't know
Oh,
who
yeah!
Doc Martin was, but...
Yeah, there was a creepy doctor there.
Alright, so Dr. Lazarus Kane is there. Nice.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, white creepy hair, white shirt, blood-stained cuffs, lots of blood splatter on his white shirt.
Do you know why he was there?
He seemed to be in charge, and everyone seemed to be scared of him.
Sounds like the same thing to do.
Yeah, kept talking about bringing the dead to life.
Did he have any, was he ever holding anything? Like what?
Heart.
Real and beating? Real and dead?
It was
or...
definitely bloody, and then one of them organs that looks like those beans that you put in soup.
Kidneys.
No, the beans. Whatever they're called.
Kidney
It was
beans.
an organ that looked like that.
Right.
And he kept putting him into jars.
Okay, jars of things. That's
Awesome. Yeah. There was also this noise every time we walked by his lab that sounded like like when Franco would crush walnuts.
Can't say this.
Like that noise, like we would always hear that noise coming from his lab.
and crunching noises. Excellent. I believe he's mummifying people and toning them.
Sucking their brains out of their noses.
Probably.
All right, we told you what you want to know.
Is there anything else we want to know from that?
You see things. Stairs intense.
Alright.
If we're done, then I help them regain their honor.
Whoa! Dude! No!
I
No!
think you're going to stalk purposefully forward with your katana, and we'll see if Lapis intervenes.
Lapis intervenes. Because no.
One of the guys is like, "Oh crap!" and the other guy just, craps.
No.
We told you what you wanted to know.
My word. That is true. However,
Is that
don't get the
picture
car.
of you?
You ready to
Kind
drive?
of. She's in there too.
You driving?
Yeah.
Walk towards the truck, I guess.
I have been confused in that.
I will leave a small, switchblade between their feet and walk away.
Is that your calling card?
You're gonna let them. That's how they'll get free.
Yeah, well, she's not going to kill them.
Yeah, but you're still hours in the desert, so free.
I'm gonna leave them
And that's
alone.
when we can
Okay.
burn the other vehicles so they can't
And
drive
yes,
back. They
yes.
will walk back. Presumably,
All right.
If they want to.
I could foresee in the future when possibly we fail one of these checks will be the prison guard who lets us free.
I mean, it is drama. Alright, so yes, I will leave
Speaking of drama,
the
I have a
three
drama
of them.
card that lets you spend a possibility.
Who's that?
I also have a drama.
I will leave the three of them tied.
Two of them. One of them was
You said there was four that
What?
were.
Oh, right. So
I
there's
have
three of them.
but you did two, so I don't need two of them.
They will stay tied to the tree. But yes, I will say that I have little switchblades with lapis on them.
Oh, that
I
is
will-
handles?
And I will leave that between the one who gave his talk the most, between his feet, and we'll set the rest of the cars on fire and drive off.
All right. All right. So you guys are all hot. You can only fit 2, maybe 3 people, or one person in a raptor comfortably in the front.
I'll sit in the
You're
back.
driving.
I'm driving.
I will sit next to him to help navigate.
Back to Cairo.
And
you
I
probably
am
know
in the back
how to get
with the raptor and the elf. It makes me very uncomfortable.
And Archibald.
Archibald.
Don't forget to Archibald.
Archibald makes me
That's
less
right.
uncomfortable.
I do lift up the canvas. What's under this?
You are blinded, Ida, as the light of the desert sun catches a solid gold sarcophagus. And you hear, Bugga! No. This is what you hear.
From inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay, while I'm sitting there and I have empty chambers, I will load my 2 sun rounds.
Can anybody read Morse code? Can you do?
I think that's just knocking. I don't think that's Morse code. I think that's straight up knocking. It's SOS.
It's SOS.
How do we regain the wounds?
Good question.
Shock comes after the fight?
Shock comes back after the fight.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Because if I need to, I can use a first aid
on
kit.
my.
I do have 2 life potions which restore shock. I have 2 of each that I can.
So, first aid is the skill you will want to use when you wish to recover.
So I have 2 life, which is for shock.
Yep.
2 iron sheen, which allows you can coat a blade, some bullets, and such for ethereal horrors, and then 2 dragon spells.
You'll make a strength test each day, minus your wound penalties to recover wounds.
Strength test each day minus what? Wound penalties?
Minus your wound penalty, which is -1 per wound that you have.
To recover wounds.
Yep.
Okay. While we are driving, I would like to attempt to recover.
It takes a day.
It does.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Just sit there and bleed out.
All right. So, yes, you guys are in the back, and you hear it's repeated.
As a person not from this world, I feel like it's a cry for help of some sort.
I'm doing that.
Is there like telephones or something, like out of game? Is there telephones or something?
I have a walkie-talkie.
There are landlines in.
But we probably don't have.
Being familiar with the SOS
the
because
ladies.
that's still older.
Yeah, you should know that. Come on, Archibald.
So SOS.
It is SOS.
So that's what it's saying. In
For
the cab, there's like uncomfortable silence.
The Scarlet Rose, we would have no way of contacting her, right?
She said she would meet you at the safe house when she was able.
Sorry?
Man, I just don't like leaving.
Open the window
him.
to the cab. Stick my head through. I believe there's a chap inside the sarcophagus. He's tapping SOS.
Tally ho.
I don't.
I get a snicker.
I don't do undead.
I think we should continue to the safe house and get the Scarlet Rose to assist us.
Very good. Just thought I'd let you know.
Do you agree? Okay.
Want to let him out.
Yes, I'm driving.
Right. You're okay. We're not stopping, right?
We're not stopping.
We're not stopping.
Well, we could open it while we're driving.
No.
We'll leave him in there.
We should wait until safe house.
I like to
Let me
make
tell you some
friends.
stories.
Code him
Alright.
back that it's going to be a while.
The Gaunt Man is an expert at this undead things. Not trifle with.
I like things to be my friend.
Do you want us to be your friend?
You're all terrified of me, and I can fireball.
Right. MC Fang is not
Do
afraid of
you
anyone.
want us
That's
to
right.
be your friend?
And MC Fang don't give up.
Fudge.
He doesn't like fudge. He's like
The sun round is loaded.
Fine.
All right. So the noises eventually stop, and you guys drive.
Did
in-
you SOS him back?
No.
Well, do
Don't
it.
communicate with the dead.
Well,
No
tell me
trucking
how
with
to.
the dead.
Tell me how to bang back. It's gonna happen soon. Don't worry. Hold on.
Is there any role that we can make to... I mean, my profession is detective. To hypothesize what is in that sarcophagus?
You give me a find roll to see.
It's
like,
King
you'd-
Tut's mummy.
You'd have to get back there though.
Right, I can't just use, like, information about Lazarus and the dig site that we've had. And what I know about Dr. Mobius and his foul deeds, and maybe we're coming up with something that may be with us?
I'm going with vampire.
Well, if it's a vampire, you're safe because it's during the day.
He'll die. I don't want that to happen.
Or possibly a mummy.
I think a mummy's more.
I mean, you have heard them say that there's mummy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't believe
this-
there's a
Where's
role.
Brendan
like-
Fraser when you have need?
I just want to know: is it gonna
Undo
be
the trick.
a good mummy? Mean mummy.
They're probably
He's
all...
he's something.
Heyo.
Spend a possibility.
You need a possibility.
Thank you. I will take it. Mwahaha! Now my mummy has a possibility point. I mean, hypothetical.
If it was
The potential mummy.
Spend a possibility point just to make the roll and give me a mind roll.
Okay. Can I use my profession on that? My detective?
Sure.
Okay. Because it gives me. Ugh, no.
That's
Hey.
so helpful.
Is that a 1? Is that a 1?
You got a 1?
That's the
Yeah,
first.
it's definitely a mummy.
The first roll of the campaign. First one roll of the
First
campaign.
one roll of the
Can I
campaign.
try and detect magic to see if there's magic going on with him?
You can.
Successful. So there's a faint aura around magic, enchanted objects, people under spells, mages maintaining spells. I see that automatically. And my success automatically detects magic of all types. Alteration, apparition, conjuration, and divination.
The sarcophagi itself definitely gives off alteration magic.
Okay.
Very strong alteration magic.
Can I use a possibility point to figure out more? Because I've been a mage for so long.
Sure. Give me a. You have a. Give me an alteration roll.
Ugh. It's not gonna be good. -4. So 8.
It's definitely enchanted somehow. It's protection magic. That's the type of alteration that it is, but you can't tell much more than that because
Okay.
TN for standard rolls is 10.
Okay.
So
Yep. And I rolled a 5. Hits.
I imagine you've never encountered before.
Yeah.
you can see that the outside is definitely carved with the relief of a jackal-headed being with the ankh and a mace in one hand. But you can also see where the gold has been, where normally that a sarcophagus would be sealed with something, you can see where the sealing has been chipped away. So somebody has opened this. There's no scratching on the gold because gold is super malleable, but for some reason you don't see any scratches anywhere on this thing.
Okay.
So it's
You're
magically
kind of
open,
convinced that you could have fireballed the truck,
and
this thing would have
been,
survived.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not just gold. It's some magic.
yeah, magically open.
Alteration.
Yeah.
Magic.
MC Painting.
All right.
I may add to MC Painting if you're okay.
You're
with
gonna
that.
have to.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We drive on to Cairo.
All right.
How long
As
do we drive?
night falls, cool rolls in. You see Cairo spread out like a beautiful gem. Thanks for that.
I still have my stuff,
Question:
You wear your sunglasses at night,
so I can.
so you can.
is it more like Cairo now, with because I still am a little confused about the world?
No, it's Cairo in 1920s, or
That's
the
what it
Cairo of the Nile.
When
I forgot the name of the costume.
what
I
happens
wasn't
when
watching it, but-
when this happened, when all the little pillars came up?
Yeah.
What happened to the things that were there that were built after the time frame?
They
Gone.
just vanished.
It's vanished.
Yeah.
So people.
So basically, another reality
So it's
sort
like
of
this?
overlaid.
It's like the snap.
It wasn't.
Like a snap.
It wasn't a snap. It was like a.
It was
progression.
eventually, yeah, it was
Okay.
progressive, and it did not even so that much that they disappeared, but they would change, like nice cars, sort of turned into the Rolls Royces,
And the people just sort of
Yeah.
became
yeah. So
It had always been that way.
like it had always been that.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
ordinary ones don't remember what it was.
40-foot hotels have changed to the, or 40-level hotels have changed to the 4 levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered what happened with all those displaced humans.
It
Did they
was
just
slow
get
enough that
absorbed?
they didn't just drop out of the air.
yeah,
Okay.
and so it was a gradual shift, and more importantly, like most of those people, they live in the Nile Empire. That's what you're fighting for, is to
Free them.
to kind of free Earth and return these people back to who they were.
Okay.
So you arrive at Snake Street. Now, Snake Street, you quickly find the safe house. It is a 2-story building, but it does seem to be built over a garage of some sort. And getting out.
Pull the truck in.
Yeah, you can, the grate. Pull it back down. And you can see there are 3 motorbikes. 2 have sidecars. In here. And it is large enough that you got to pull it kind of in at an angle, but you think you should be able to get the sarcophagus out of there. Door to the side that leads not to the front, which is a shop. There's no access from here to the shop. But it does lead to the second story, which is a large open plan sort of apartment. There are several curtains that can be drawn for sleeping. But low tables. There's a big hookah in the center of 2 of the tables. And the smell of grape mint shisha just kind of fills the air.
I want to make sure there's nobody in here as we enter.
Give me a find roll.
So is that mine, or...?
Do you want me to detect magic? See if there's
Fine.
magic around here?
You can do that as well.
Oh! Garbage.
You definitely see that a bowl of dates have been spilled. And there is like right across from the door when you look in, on the closed shutter, the one that has the scarlet cable hanging from it, there is a rather large knife hitting a letter to the wall, to the shutter.
Okay. Anybody else find anything?
There's a 4 successful detect magic. Oh,
There's
no, I actually...
You're like, oh, I'm magical.
It works at 8, so I guess I know.
No. Yeah.
Can I use the possibility to re-roll?
You don't get to re-roll, you get to roll another die at it. And if that die is less than a 10, it doesn't count as an exploding 10.
19. So yeah, that one would have worked.
Alright, so a 19 will add so what's your total on the die roll?
19.
Did you want to do that for find, or
What was it?
Whatever detect magic is.
Or which one?
2.
Can I spend my possibility points, or...
that was to kind of get an inspiration check, yeah. But you could have
No.
spent another possibility
So I'm
until you had
adding
the
both
die.
my d20s together.
To my 1 or to my
Yes, it
9?
was 2.
21.
Not to your 1.
Becomes
My one's in his hat.
Yeah.
So an 8.
Well, when do we get these back?
You will get possibility back at the end of
Plenty,
the act
'cause
or at the start of the next
You'll
session.
need it.
Next session?
Yeah.
Oh.
But 1.
So, like, next game,
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
yeah.
Okay, in that case, yes. 1 every time, or...
You'll go back up to 3.
Alright, so... It's below 10, so it becomes 10, so...
13 total?
Well,
At the first die roll.
6.
Yeah.
19 would be 6.
Oh, 19. Alright, so what'd you get?
To just mind, or to my detective skill?
So find. Do you not have find?
I don't have find. I
Okay.
took profession
Oh.
detective.
Let's just see the rules on profession real quick, so I'm not chipping
I didn't
you
think
out
any of
anything. I'm sorry. Not.
It's 81.
But if we find a cannon, I can shoot.
I do not want to short you on any of your skills.
I also take science for my bullets and all that. I had to take science at 3, so that's the for alchemy bullets. So.
Every time you say science, Mark, you need to do...
Science!
I'll let you use it now, but we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, like,
I totally
how I
understand
would
what you
use
were
it,
thinking.
how I would
Yeah,
use it.
exactly.
You need to pull
Okay.
out the old magnifying glass.
So it would be a 15.
All right. You definitely smell clove cigarettes in the air as well.
I'm at a 29 now.
Yeah.
So I...
You definitely are like, wow, hey, that thing down there is really magical. Nothing else really here.
Okay.
There's something is magical about the note. The note is not magical, but there's something on it that kind of resonates to you.
Which kind of magic?
Alteration.
Okay.
It's a knife that
Yeah.
I just pull it out. Pull it. The knife's still in
The nice one. Pull it out.
Pull
All
the
right.
letter.
the letter. Not the knife. Pull the
Yeah.
letter off.
It says, Here goes.
Open up, open up.
The rose is mine.
No.
If you don't believe me, test the blood. You can see there's a bloody palm print on the
That's
bottom
the
part
magic.
of it. I know what she sent you to do. You have 3 days to turn it over to me. Or else I turn her over to Dr. Mobius. And it's just signed with a green scale.
So, here's my initial thought after that. She was very much like, if I can get there, I'll get there. Seems like she knew she was going to be captured. She didn't care.
Okay. So, you might not be from around here, and you might not be human, but, humans support each other. We look out for each other, and, we help each other.
And raptors.
But think back to our conversation.
So, with that in mind,
We are pack animals.
instead of just kind of
Humans
shocking
raptors.
her out, I think now's your chance to open the sarcophagus and see what's in there that the jade scale wants about.
God help us. Can you the force field thing? Is that how awesome?
I have 3 charges.
How could one open said sarcophagi? Unknown how.
While I discuss that, I investigate the woman.
It's ready to go. Just gotta light that thing up, man.
Do you take the knife?
But it's shisha.
Yeah,
it's
I'll take
just shisha.
You have 3 days to turn it over to me. Slip him a note.
I have my
Signed by the
mouthpiece.
jade
Yes,
scale.
or else I'll turn the rose over to Dr. Mobius.
So I'm
I
gonna
brought my
just,
own mouthpiece.
I'm gonna try and roll just a plain alteration. Oh. No. We're gonna have to try that again. Garbage is what that is.
Garbage and also garbage.
Natural 20.
Nice.
The second one.
Does it
So
explode?
24.
It explodes.
Oh, that explodes. What happens? Do I roll
Keep
another
rolling
one?
it.
Another
Keep
one.
rolling it.
Keep
Just
rolling.
add it.
You can roll your
Just
20
roll-
again
yeah,
because
roll
you
it
have a card.
Oh, yeah.
That reminds you.
Good call. And I have so many dice.
You changed that too.
Oh, another natural 20.
All right, you're at a 40.
Yeah,
Okay, play
suckers.
this. Can we play these
16.
cards out of
56.
combat? Okay.
Plus my original 4. Oh, wait. Did you guys get that one?
56 would be
15.
15, and what's your alteration?
My base is just out of 12.
So you're at
27.
47. All right. Do you want to play something?
It needs a 60 plus.
Glory.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glory.
All right, so you know that the alteration magic
Mm-hmm.
is very old.
Okay.
Thousands of years old.
Okay.
Which does not necessarily make sense as far as you understand it.
Magic's not been here then.
Magic has not been like that on this planet. Ever. Well, it used to be, but you also know that the magic is really preserving the gold. It has basically made it indestructible. It would require a massive rite to break that spell, and in all likelihood, it would destroy the sarcophagus. But you are certain that the alteration magic is not preventing the sarcophagus lid from being.
Let's pry this sucker open.
Okay. So, do we want to see what is in there?
I've got my sunround ready to go.
You are like the beefiest, aren't you?
Yes, but I don't want to touch it and open it.
It's fine. I got it.
Curses and such.
I'll watch you. I'll be with you.
He knows what's up. Listen, you do not reassure me.
I really am digging this group dynamic.
Sweet.
The other groups have just sort of. This group is like.
Yes. I would like to
You're gonna lift it up?
open it. Yes.
How strong are you?
Not very.
7? You're gonna need at least one other person to help you.
I will help.
How strong are you?
8.
You're gonna need at least
6.
2 more people to help you.
6. I have a 6. Can I?
Okay, so the 3 of you managed to.
I do not want to touch it. Something
that's fine.
terrible is going to happen.
It's fine, Sadie.
The smell that pops out as soon as you crack the lid
Cinnamon?
is disgusting. No.
I stoically.
I barf.
Formaldehyde.
It's fine.
No, it smells of human waste and sweat.
Great.
And curled up in a sarcophagus far too large for her is a young girl. She has an air canister kind of held in her hand and a flashlight that has burned out and some food. She doesn't seem to be moving.
I have a first aid kit. Let me use it.
I
will pick
have
her up.
points in first aid also.
I'll hand that to you. Go team.
I have...
What's your first aid like?
Tree bark and moss.
Listen.
They're not going to make it.
Here's a first aid kit.
Are you
I will
arguing
tell you
that
what it
right
is.
now?
No.
And
Listen, you run from enough dinosaurs, you learn some first aid.
That's right.
What's gonna kill them, what's not going to
Yeah.
kill them.
Step one: pull the puncturing thing out of the wound. Day one of survival in the living land. Day two is taught by somebody completely different. All right, so you pick her up.
Yes, I pick her up.
All right,
Is this like a girl?
it is a girl,
A
13-year-old girl.
Not a month.
is she
Not a-
breathing?
She is not breathing that you can tell right now. Who's doing first aid on her?
When's the last time we heard stuff?
A while ago.
Ooh,
Truck rides.
No, let me open her up.
ooh, explode. Keep going. Keep going.
Up to 40.
13.
63?
63?
Can I play Glory then?
Let me see Glory.
I bring her back from the dead!
You have to.
It is a mummy.
And she's gonna be your undead best friend. And I'm gonna be super envious out of game.
Okay. So a number of things happen at once. You manage to revive this girl.
Great. And she uses one of my first aid kits?
Yes. And something sort of miraculous happens because you're convinced that she was not alive. Like you had just missed your window, but everyone was telling you to sort of do it, and so you did.
Kind
All
picture
of you.
A movie where she takes the adrenaline and
Yeah.
Right in the
I say, this will get everything started. And she goes, sweet.
What you don't realize
I didn't mean it like that.
is that there are several street urchins who were kind of like going through the garage looking for stuff and see all of
We
this go
didn't close
down.
it again?
And all of the...
No,
they had broken in.
Oh, okay.
They sort of tell the story of what happened.
The Miracle Worker City.
Yeah.
And all of you receive a possibility.
Thanks.
All of you receive a destiny card, and your hand size is increased to 6 until the end of the next act.
Ooh.
I have two.
And, unbeknownst to you,
To me, personally.
to all of you,
Okay, great.
the ords of this block, and indeed it sort of ripples out, start recovering their possibility. And as the girl's eyes open, you recognize her as the girl from the picture.
The awkward-looking one?
The awkward-looking one, but that picture was taken obviously 4 to 5 years ago.
What picture are you talking about?
The one that they showed us on the airship.
Lazarus
Oh.
Cave.
And that is where we will end for tonight.
Woohoo!
But I do want,
Is it
we got a little bit of
Adopted's
time
daughter?
left, so I just want to say, what did you guys think of Torg? It was your first session. What do you think of the system? What do you think of the world? Like, what's going on in your heads right
I'm loving that I'm badass.
now? That's fair.
Off the bat. You know what I mean?
You're used to playing mages who can't do anything.
Yeah, because we never played a level 10 on anything. That's when everything gets good. That's not true. We do play sometimes, but yeah, that's what I'm loving.
Easy to pick up.
Yeah?
We
Yes.
assume it's a door.
Yeah, it's a very safe assumption.
I like that it's only a couple of dice that you have to manage.
Yeah, it's only 2, right? Like a
So-
20 and a 6.
If you had never played a game before, this would be a perfect game to start out in.
Yeah.
Not a game with 36 dice that you have to try to figure out what everything means all the time.
What about this side of the table?
I need to write additional notes so that I'm better at telling you my stats, but
I've got much of your stats right here. Only the important
ones.
That's right.
Yes. But it's a lot of fun. I like having a raptor sidekick.
I think MC Fane likes having a human sidekick.
That's probably true.
That's true.
Right.
All right, Becca, you play a lot of ones. What are your thoughts?
I think it is kind of quick and dirty. Like, yeah. I thought that the bonus chart was going to be a lot more difficult to figure out.
Same.
But yes, it's a lot of math. It's adding the bonus chart to a number you already have, and then maybe a bonus from something else. And so it is kind of like that. Okay, +2, -3, like up and simple arithmetic. But once you kind of know, all right, my fire weapon is always going to be this number. All right, cool. So it's kind of one of those things where once you get your basic stats that you're going to use most often nowadays.
Are we holding on to our possibility?
So what I would want you to do is everybody write down your cards. Oh, and Mark, I didn't ask you, what have you liked about it so
I like
far?
the cards.
Yeah?
Yeah, it adds.
Yeah.
You have. And if you read the book, you'll see they try to make the die roll not so like in D&D. It can really sway. Like, I'm this badass fighter. Oh, I rolled a 1. Well, here you roll a 1, you can still succeed. You're just minus on your skill.
A 1 you fail.
Well, fail. But I'm saying if you roll bad,
right.
it doesn't totally negate what you can do. It's really the skill base. I like the cards. It can add to it. You can help a partner. You can trade cards, and it adds different things that aren't set. It's not like your set skills, and this is all I can do. I've got rally, and I've got adrenaline and action, and I can do different things with this set of cards. So.
Well, I like that you guys are definitely feeling heroic. I will do my best to keep nurturing that until you face something that in your hubris you should run from, and that will be the moment where I cackle maniacally with glee. But until then, we will be here every Tuesday night, playing Torg, exploring the Nile Empire, and then going to different cosmos. So if 1920s pulp action isn't necessarily your jam, wait a couple of sessions and we'll be somewhere else. So thank you for tuning in. This has been an iconic production. This is for Ulisses Spiele's game, Torg Eternity. You can find it on their website. You can find it on drive-thru. You can find it at your friendly local game store. It's a great book. It's got everything you need right in here. One book, everything you need to run. So we will continue journeying through the Eternity Storm as we continue in our game. So thank you very much for tuning in. Follow us on Twitter, on Twitch. We did one giveaway. We're doing more. Follow us on YouTube. We have a very active Twitter presence. So, yep. Everybody, thanks for playing, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.